Hello and welcome to Matt's Garage. I'm Matt. This is the garage. And today I want to talk about how to use a tap and die set. Now, this is a bit of a lost art, but it comes in pretty handy when you're working in the shop and you're working with hardware, nuts and bolts, screws, things like that, primarily nuts and bolts. And, things are going great until you hit that one bolt that is a little tight and you're saying, okay, is this normal resistance getting the nut on or do I have a problem? Oh, I have a problem. The threads are mangled. And that's actually what happened to me in a project that I've been working on. I think you can see over here the welding table. This is the TMR Customs welding tabletop that I'm in the process of clamping up and putting together. And in order to clamp it up, I use these little tie-down clamps that TMR sells. They're very convenient, and they let you do a nice job of clamping down all the angles. And I needed some 3-inch long, partially threaded 3/8 inch bolts, nuts, and washers. And so what did I do? I went to McMaster Car on the app on my phone. I ordered everything I needed, and it came, and I started assembling. And once I started assembling, I realized that, some number of the bolts, I believe I bought 50 of them, roughly 12 of these bolts had some malformed threads so that you just could not get the nut on. And that meant two things. One is that I couldn't finish the clamp down and get to welding because I had to potentially order more bolts, which I did. But I also realized that I had a solution. So let's talk a little bit about the solution. This is the Thread It threading set from the Thread It division from a company in Lincolnton, North Carolina. This used to be my dad's. He passed going on 10 years now. And my mom has always said when I visit, anything down in the basement in his shop, that you see, take it if you need it. Talk to your brothers in case you need to, fight it out. But this is a brilliant old school tap and die set. And here's just a little close-up of the kit. You can see it's very old school. They don't make them like that anymore. Show you what's inside. This tray may or may not have had some other dies and taps in it. I don't know. But quite a few dies are remaining. And you can also see here's the tapping frame and a couple of taps for various size holes. And it didn't quite have the die that I needed, so I purchased a die specifically for the thread size that I needed, which was the 3/8 16 coarse threads. And it's this little thing. It's an inch in diameter. It has some high-strength steel in the center that, the whole thing is some high-strength steel that lets you cut it. It has a little set screw in it for adjusting the coarseness of the threads. I just left that as is. Tap and die set came with a die frame, they call it, so this little item. And so the die rather, just goes into the frame. I'll loosen this set screw. Fits in there. You tighten this screw up so it stays put. And then what can you do? You can cut a thread. So I'm going to reposition the camera over the workbench here, show you the tools that I have set up for this job, and we'll get to it. Be right back. All right, we're back. So I have all the tools laid out here. I'm going to walk you through what tools I use for this process, and then show you an example of a before and after bolt that has been fixed by this process of cutting new threads on it. I've got the die frame right here with the 3/8 16 threads. I've got a 3/8 16 nut here to test the threads after they're done. I've got some of the old bolts that need work. I've got a little brush to clean up the metal filings after we cut. I've got a ratchet just to hold and turn the end of the bolt. And very importantly, I have some oil. You do need to use cutting oil. This is metal on metal cutting, so you can't really do this without oil. I'm just using some real oil that I use for my fishing rods, and I find it's a little easier to clean up than say like the 3-in-1 oil that one might purchase. Going back to the dye a little bit, I want to say this was about $35 from McMaster Carr. It's not the highest quality one, the highest strength steel, but it's designed for sort of medium strength. So let's get a cut set up and do one. I'm going to move the toolkit out of the way. Have to say I love anytime I get to use some of my dad's old tools. It's always a nice feeling. This is just the case that the die came in. So what are we going to do? Let's pick a bolt out. Got a little rag here too to catch some oil drippings. We're just going to put a couple of drops of oil on the bolt. You don't have to use a lot. As you turn the bolt in the die, the oil tends to spread around. There's two sides to the die. You do need to place it. Some of them have lettering on them that says "Start from this side." This one doesn't have that. All the other ones in the kit that came with my dad's kit do say that. So the side that has the lettering that says what bolt size and thread size it is, I'm going to start from the other side. And I've got a nice oiled thread here. We're just going to get it started by hand. I think you can see what I'm doing there. I want to get it just in there. And I like the way that feels. It's starting to grab the existing threads. And then I'm just going to use the ratchet to send it through. And we'll put it a little closer to the camera so you can see what's happening. Just about starting to come through so you can see it. And the first thing that you'll notice once I get a few more threads out is, they're certainly starting to look cleaner and sharper. And we're just going to keep going. These are partially threaded bolts, so I'm going to just clip the edge of the non-threaded area. I can sort of see how close I am. I can sort of feel when it starts to give me a lot of resistance. That's about the end. That means I've hit the non-threaded shaft. I don't care to go any further than that. I'm just going to reverse the ratchet. And I have to say the oil makes this a very smooth process. I mean, you can tell right away, look how easy this is turning. Make sure I grab onto it so it doesn't drop to the floor. There it is. Just give it a little wipe. Not really necessary, nothing wrong with a little very lightweight oil. I mean, look at those threads. Let's compare the old threads to the new threads. I mean, those are just beautiful. And let's test it out with the nut. Right on. Of course, the oil helps a little bit, but I mean, I could just tell immediately compared to even the threads, even the bolts that I was able to use. It's just night and day. In fact, even though I have a bunch of them on the fixture table already that you can see in the back here, I almost feel like taking them off and just recutting the threads on all of them. I will probably wait until after that this is done. Final step, you do get some residue. You can see in here that there's some metal filings in there, so you want to keep your tools clean. I just do a little tap to get the big ones out, and then I'll just go in with the brush. I really should get a round brush to solve this. I just don't happen to have one the right size. And we'll get most of that gunk out. Give it another little tap. Maybe give it a little wipe to get some of the extra filings off. I'll put the rag in there and get a couple of them out from this side. Put the rag in here, get a couple out from this side. And we're ready for the next bolt. So again, I sort of consider this one of those lost art techniques. If you're in a machine shop, obviously, doesn't apply to you. But in the homeowner DIY shop, boy, when you strip a threaded hole, or if you come across a bolt that's been mangled, or if you're otherwise doing everything right and you just accidentally cross-thread something, it is really handy to be able to have the tools and the technique, which I've shown you today, for either cutting new threads on a bolt or tapping new threads into an existing hole. I hope you enjoyed this. Nice short one for you today on a topic that you don't see a lot of. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to Matt's Garage Shop. I'd love to keep bringing you this content. You go out there and build something. See you in the next one.